ERS returns to the Lazeo International Circuit for the first time since Season 6, where we saw Plumpy take home the win, leading Burt by 3 seconds. This track is always a fun one to watch with the many overtaking zones, and of course, some of the drivers' favorite track. I am joined today by Ash and Q for our pre-race show. So Ash, obviously your drivers have been on kind of a roll here. Rockstar is seeming like he's back. Do you think he has what it takes to make it 3 wins?
Uh, Personally, I think he has what it takes. Do I think it will happen? Most likely not. He's amazing at multiple tracks, but when it comes to Bahrain, he's raced it 3 times and DNF'd almost every last one, or showed zero race proof for decent quality pace.
They're tied for the session. Rockstar is out of the race. The championship defender from season 3 will now.
Oh, 1,000%.
I think we got people like Damien, Plumpy, and iRacing Noob, and maybe Burt possibly, but Burt's qualifying pace is not as good. That will probably just outpace Rockstar by the end of the race. I see him getting a podium at best.
Yeah, no, 1,000%. And Plumpy's won Bahrain, what, at least once, maybe a couple times?
I think he won it once.
I know.
He's always racing the pole.
Yeah, no, he gapped last season. Plumpy's gonna be someone to look at. I know he's been not at the top step here recently, but 3-time world champion, obviously someone to watch.
Yeah, I think if you win multiple championships, no matter what, you just can't. Basically, they're always the favorite going into almost every race. And if they're not the favorite, they're the favorite for the tomorrow. I think it's kind of obvious that Plumpy's going to be challenging. I expect him to actually get the win here, but I guess we'll have to see.
Yeah.
Thank you. This is where we cut this out, and you come up with a big brain session.
It's your life.
I'm curious to know how we feel about Red Bull going into this season, honestly, because I know we've had them on our list to be top 5, top 3 in the constructors, yet they seem to be struggling with their second driver's pace. How do we feel that Red Bull will be going into this season, and are they confident in getting that top 5 in constructors?
He won in season 3, and he'll win in season 4. In ERS, this man is the king of Baku.
Personally, if I didn't want to put this, I think Burt is a D1 carrier. I think he'll carry Red Bull like he did last season and almost the season before that. I think they still have a P3 finish in them, even if Chase is going to miss over half the races. I think I'm still confident in Red Bull and B-Red, personally.
Yeah, 1,000%. I think even if Red Bull doesn't have that second seat figured out, they're still going to be insane. Obviously, we've seen Burt do crazy things before. Season 2.
Ferrari win the championship. It looks like they will. Burt is going to cross that line for. Burt is going to win in Mexico. And Ferrari becomes the Constructors Champions in ERS for the first time.
But, just look back, right? Look back to Season 6 Bahrain. Burt was fighting Plumpy, and Plumpy's a multiple world champion. So, definitely Red Bull will be someone to watch going to Bahrain.
I agree with that sentiment. I think Burt has practically carried Red Bull on his back. I do believe that last season, it showed really potential of Red Bull, and I am having some doubts of Red Bull coming into this season. I believe they're currently P3 in the standings, though. Looking at the standings, there has been some major point gaps, I think, between the first top 3, going down from 1, 2, and 3. What do we think that, will there be any catch? Do you think anything big will happen during the season that'll maybe mess things up for either the top 3 or the bottom 5? Do you think the bottom 5 will be trying to, I guess the 9 and 10 are obviously the only close ones, with Williams having only 4 points and National only having 1.
Right.
Do you think it'll be a championship constructors between the two of them?
I think there will be a fight. I think there will be a fight for every place this season. Obviously, one's looking like Ferrari, but early in the season, it could still go anyway. A win from Red Bull or Mercedes, and the tides have totally changed. I'd also like to bring up VCarb is leading Haas by just 1 point right now. Like, there's some close fights between kind of just everyone. Obviously, the whole pack isn't together, but I think people could easily drop 2 or 3 positions, or rise 2 or 3 positions based on their finish at Bahrain. So the track where anything can happen, it's going to be crucial to do good this weekend.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, my bad. I also think people are forgetting about the fact that Bahrain got a pole position on his debut last race, and he's still in the league, and he's going to race Bahrain, so I think that's going to be interesting.
Oh, yeah.
And then you got Rez in that race new. By race new missed the race, so he was down in points, and that, of course, was a race that Ferrari did good at. So I think race new is going to mix up the driver's title, and obviously helping the constructors, and then Rez, as long as he fixes the Wi-Fi, which I think he has done, McLaren's going to fight for that P3 by the end of the season, for sure. And he's definitely going to fight for a podium in Bahrain.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Yeah, no, 100% Baja is fast, and I think he will be someone to possibly watch going to Bahrain. But I just don't know Racecraft, if he's there yet. Sarkles has told me a little bit about him. He's in some leagues. He's definitely fast quality-wise. I mean, he can put it on pole. But, like, it seems like every race he's qualified high and he's fallen quite far back. So I'm almost thinking Baja could qualify P1, P2, and fall almost out of the points.
talking about as a former TP there, I think that they're currently in a pickle once again. They have lost one driver. I believe they've lost Endless in race 3. Moving on. I think that with what we've mentioned about Baja's pace, do you think that I believe, at least in my opinion, I don't think Haas will be challenging for top 5 a whole lot, depending on how Baja does. I believe that he's a fast driver, but what he's shown us in that one race, of course, we can't just judge it off all that. But if we're also going off what Starkles had said, it is going to be a concern for Haas to keep up in the points if that ends up happening. No.
Oh, 1,000%. I mean, Haas is gonna have a struggle without Endless. They're gonna have to find another driver. Have they already found one?
Yeah, I've got news today that Alice with the 3 is going to be replacing Endless for the rest of the season.
Gotcha, but yeah, I mean, just looking at Haas, Endless has got over double the points Baja has, and I mean, Baja's been here 2 races, and he's shown pace, but Endless was keeping up 1 race now? Oof.
Yeah,
Gotcha. I thought he was definitely here for...
No, just Japan.
Just Japan, alright.
He got pole position and got like P6 in the race.
Right, but yeah, Haas has 26 points, 1 behind VCarb, and Endless has pulled in 14 of those. So it'll be interesting to see where that goes.
Constructors, I feel like, from 3 through 8 is like only a couple points separating each, whereas 1 and 2 are a little bit. I say 1 is much more above 2, but 2 is also much more above 3. So I think it's going to be a very interesting fight for P3. I'm really curious to see how that'll end up. P3 through P5, I think, is going to be... It's just an interesting mix this year because of everything going on. This season is really close, actually, with how everyone has driven.
1,000%.
It's wonderful watching. I guess I have a question as to what we think the top 5 will be, but I feel like we already know what the top 2 will be. So it's more of a what do you think 3, 4, and 5 are going to look like?
Right, and honestly, here's what I'm gonna say: McLaren P8. I like VCarb and I like Red Bull staying up there. I think both have decent lineups, but McLaren being P8, I think could easily take 5. I mean, Rez and Clarify, obviously Rez has had some troubles through the start of the season.
Rez is down in P18 after causing a lot of contact with a bunch of drivers. Oh, this is going to be so bad for Bob.
But if it's true, he has got those fixed. And Clarify is solid in an F1 car. They're 7 points down from P4. They could be P4 next race. I mean, Bahrain, anything can happen. They could literally be on the podium. So, like, podium for constructors. So, I honestly think McLaren will be up there in the top 5.
I think Clarify has just had a rough start of his F1 career, honestly. Incidents that were either partially his fault or incidents that were completely not his fault have just absolutely wrecked his race after good qualifying.
Easily.
So that's something I think we should bring up is the fact that Clarify, when he was at Ferrari, he was racing for P7s to P6, when he did race in reserve. And now he's struggling in McLaren. So if he can find that pace again, that's at least 4 points a race coming from one driver. As is an easy podium lock if he actually fixes the internet, which supposedly he has that cable now, so he can do. I say McLaren by the end of the season gets P3. I think they beat out Burt only because Burt's one man, and Rez I think is slightly faster than Burt, and Clarify is obviously a solid second driver. So I say it goes McLaren, then Red Bull, and then V-Carb, personally.
And it'll be interesting to see if there's weather, because obviously Burt, the man of the rain, if there's a lot of weather, I think Red Bull could be challenging Mercedes even. Obviously, they have a big gap right now, but 40 points is nothing if Burt goes and wins 2 or 3 wet races.
Yeah. All right.
Exactly.
I think we should get back on topic with Bahrain, and there's something I've been wanting to ask people for the longest time. Damien is unstoppable when he's completely motivated. We saw at the beginning when he in his Alpine stint, he almost won 3 races in a row. He dominated in Bahrain when he was motivated. Now he's coming into the season, still in championship hunt. He's ahead of Plumpy, which has always been his main competitor when he's been away from Rockstar. Do we think that Damien is going to finish ahead of Plumpy this season and beat Plumpy in Bahrain? Because he's definitely not going to move aside. He's moved aside from Plumpy in the past, and Rockstar has been out of championship contention. But now that he's in it, I think he's going to fight tooth and nail for every position.
Here's what I'll say. Do I think he's going to beat Plumpy out in the championship? No. Do I think he's going to beat Plumpy in Bahrain? I honestly think he might. He seems determined right now. I feel like after the winning the season opener, and people always said that's all he can do, I think he really wants to go win one, and Bahrain will be his track to do so.
I agree. Knowing Damien, as he is one of my drivers, I have lots of faith in him. I have much. He seems as motivated as he's ever been. Of course, unfortunately, in Suzuka, we had lost that P3 due to unfortunate instances with power, which was not Damien's fault whatsoever. I'd like to clear that up. He did wonderful that race, made the right strategy calls. Everything was just perfect. Just sad incidents happen, and we move on. I don't believe he's been demotivated by it. I think that, if anything, he's been more hungry than he has ever. And I think Bahrain will definitely be the track where he does show up. But as for finishing ahead of Plumpy, I cannot give a solid explanation on how or whether or not he would. In my opinion, of course, being slightly biased towards my drivers, I do believe Damien will have that motivation to be above Plumpy in the standings. Do I think it's going to be by a lot? Maybe not. But I do think that there is going to be a bit of a point difference going into next season.
Yeah, that's most likely. Okay.
So one more thing personally that I want to ask. We've seen Sarkles fighting for a couple wins here. I mean, if you look at Australia and then you look at Japan, both times he's been in contention to take the win. He's made some risky moves, one of which I think could have been deemed a racing incident, and he was giving a 5-second for. He finished P4 in Australia.
No, Sarko's 3-second, my bad. iRacing Noob, he has a win with McLaren in Bahrain, and iRacing Noob goes sideways on the track. What is going on? Through goes Rockstar. Holy crap, what just happened? I don't even know.
The other time he made collision with Plumpy, that was, Plumpy said it was on him. I would have to agree. But Sarkles, do we think that he has a shot to win or at least sit on the podium in Bahrain tomorrow night?
Personally, I don't see Sarkles in the top 5, and that's just me. I see Bahrain as a track that you gotta almost go in with almost go in with the aggression basically. It's a dominant and aggressive track, and Sarkles runs high wings and he's more of a chillax kind of driver. And I feel like there's gonna be a lot of other drivers to put in quality laps, put in time trial laps halfway through the race, and really push every last corner of the track. And I don't see Sarkles keeping up with pace and what's up. But I don't know. We haven't really seen much because last time he got ball-yeeted, and then I didn't watch the last Bahrain GP.
Oh yeah.
Coming off what Ash said, I do believe that Circles will not be in the top 5. I think he will be somewhere between places 5 through 8. I do think he will score points, but off of what he's been doing this season has been a Circles I've never seen before. He is very, very confident and more motivated, I feel like, coming into the season. But I just don't see him getting a podium here. But I do feel the podium coming in within the next couple of races.
Yeah, 1,000%. I think he definitely has the willpower to do it, but you are 1,000% right. When it comes to sending it into turn 1, this league has many drivers that will do that, and I don't think Circles will be that guy. And I think that's another reason why Rockstar hasn't always finished up in the top in Bahrain. He's the kind of guy who will take it relaxed. He will be chill, but you just have to have like a Max Verstappen spirit when it's Bahrain.
I think also going off that with how whether or not they're a chill or more aggressive driver, we've seen last race in Suzuka, Damien do that quite a lot. So I'm really excited to see how he ends up doing.
Oh yeah.
Because yes, he did get some. We will talk about it. He did get some penalties for his risky and very dangerous moves, but you can see the aggression there. And if Bahrain is going to be one of those more aggressive tracks, we'll see what happens.
He'll be one to watch for sure. I like Damien's odds going into this one. I really think he has a shot to take Plumpy.
You know, kind of benchmarking off that or whatnot, piggybacking off that. I got news about, I think, 2 days ago from both Ferrari drivers. Plumpy says that he's going to be more aggressive than ever. And in Japan, he had multiple times to overtake Rockstar, and he chose not to. And Rockstar responded with this news saying if he tries to dive bomb me, he'll be doing it and he'll get a pen. Rockstar's going to push the track limits with Plumpy, and Plumpy's going to push right back. So I think that's going to be really exciting.
That'll
Going
be
to
so
Bahrain, they're both fighting for the title. No one's giving it up.
Oh, that's such exciting news, mate.
I think Bahrain will bring great racing, honestly.
I can't wait to commentate it. Okay, I got 2 questions to end this pre-race show. 1, I want your top 3 in quali, and 2, I want your top 5 for the race. And Q, we should start with you.
All right, let's see. We're going to do top 5 first in race.
To tell
yeah,
putting into the race, yeah.
Yeah, quali would be much easier to explain. Going to quali, I think that personally, I'm gonna have to put it out there. I think that I believe Damien will probably take pole position, knowing how he's currently practiced and how composed I think he is as an aggressive driver. I believe that will probably be one of the biggest, like what I think will happen. Second, I think Plumpy will be up there. Plumpy never backs down. He's aggressive. He's fast. He's everything a team principal would want. Literally a wet dream. And I'm gonna have to go with this. Gonna be a little bit odd. We all know Rez's quali pace. I think Rez might be up there. I don't know how far. Yeah, the quali man. Oh my god.
Yeah. So he was
So my top 2 right now is going to be Damien and then Plumpy. And if I were to say top 3 or number 3, iRacing knows this track really well. I think it'll be a Merc 1 and 3 and a Ferrari 2 and 4. But coming into the race, I think that top 5, I'm going to have to go with, of course, my bias towards Mercedes is going to be Damien first. I assume Plumpy keeps second. I don't know how iRacing will do on strategies, so I'm going to say Rockstar makes his way into top 3. Then I think iRacing will be 4th. 5th is anything could happen with the 5th spot, I feel like. So if we're really thinking about it, I want to say it's going to be Sarkles. Not Sarkles, sorry. I'm looking at the wrong name. I think it'll be Des. Des has shown he's very fast in that song.
Okay, Kaden, what do you think quality's going to go like?
Qualifying wise, I have to go Plumpy on pole. And I don't know if it's just because the whole like Rockstar's back thing, but I just see that Plumpy really has a determination more than ever. I think he's kind of been in the mindset that no one's really gonna beat him out. It's kind of here and there. But after Rockstar is like taken his lead in the championship, I really think Plumpy is going to be aggressive, especially going off of what you said. He thinks he's gonna be more aggressive than ever. I see him sitting easily on pole in the qualifying. Next, though, I have to say, iRacing Noob is probably going to be second in qualifying for me. Um, he's a quick driver. There's nothing to doubt that. He's shown he's wanting it this season, and Q said that he knows the track. I would 1,000% bet she would know best out of everyone in this league if he's gonna be in that P2, P3 position. So I'll put him there. And lastly, I think this is kind of a surprise, but Bert. I think Bert could just be P3. I don't know why, but I feel like that's not something you'd think. But Bert, I don't know. Bert has just he's shown he has pace this season. He's shown he wants it this season. I feel like Bert doesn't usually have crazy momentum, but Red Bull chasing down Mercedes, I think Bert honestly might just have it in him. I've been hearing from B-Rad he's had some practice he's been putting in, so it'll be interesting, but I think that's kind of my top three for quali. And then race-wise, I have iRacing Noob in fifth. It's not because I think he's super slow and he's going to sell. I feel like he's going to push a little too hard. He's going to dive bomb too many corners, and he's going to end up in an incident. That's just my opinion. I'm not saying we're gonna do that on purpose, but um, okay. And fourth, I have Bert. Again, he's shown incredible pace this season. P2 last season in Bahrain. He has race pace here. He's aggressive, but I think he also is smart, and he just has a genuine racecraft. So I see him in the top five. At three, I have Plumpy. He is like a three-time world champion, but he doesn't miss the podium. I can't put him off the podium, but I don't know if he's going to win. He has the skill to, but I think he's either going to be top three or just straight up winning. I don't see him off the podium, but I don't know because you guys will not like this. I have Sarkles at two. This might be crazy. I know y'all are like, oh, Sarkles is gonna be P8, P7. Sarkles has been practicing his ass off for this race. Sarkles wants it. Sarkles is really aggressive. You guys are saying he's been running high wings. He was running 14 and 15 in Australia. Sarkles he wants it. I think he's shown he can fight for the podiums. He's shown he's been trying to. I just don't see him sticking back and trying to run low wings, trying to be the safe driver in Bahrain. I think he's the guy who's gonna send it into turn one. And then lastly, my number one,
Damien or Rockstar?
I have Rockstar. And
Rockstar.
I know, it's crazy. You guys are gonna see I'm right though. I promise. I read the script, but
Okay.
he's
Damien is
dude.
bad race pace.
No, yeah, DNF, yeah, season 2. I'm going season 2. Honestly, if I knew he was gonna show up, he might be up there, but I honestly have no clue where that kid is. So I think Rockstar. I mean, he's Lewis Hamilton of our league, and if he's truly as back as it looks, I don't see him not being at that first position tomorrow.
Yeah, I do quality. I'm gonna add a little surprise guy in there. I think pole position has to be Plumpy. I think he's never been down in the championship like this ever in his career. He's never been outside the top 2 in his career. Now he's sitting P3. He's gonna want that back. So I think he's gonna get pole position. He's been practicing every day for countless hours. I think P2, however, is gonna be Damien. He's fast as hell. I think he's still the fastest driver in this league. I don't know. I just personally think Damien's easily the fastest driver in this league. And then P3, I'm going to slip Bahan in there. I think the fact that he took pole position from somebody like Rez and somebody like Plumpy in Japan, I don't see why he wouldn't qualify in the top 3 in Bahrain. He might even sneak in there and take pole position again. I don't really know much about him. I'm saying Boss gets on the second rail in qualifying. As for the race, though, I have Boss getting P5. just moving down, but not as bad as before because this track doesn't really have walls or anything to really mess up on. Hopefully he can keep it clean and just overtake on straights, but I've heard Bob is kind of aggressive, so that might be a stretch. P4, I'm going to have iRacing Noob. I think he slips on there. I think he has crazy race pace. I do. I just don't think iRacing Noob's racecraft is all there. I think if he's going to be aggressive, somebody's going to push him off the track or he's going to do the same back. It's like there's going to be some mistakes there, and it's just not going to work out for him. However, this is where it gets interesting. I got in my top 3, I got Plumpy, Damien, and Rockstar. I have Plumpy P3 just due to the fact that he DCs every race. He's yet to not DC and lose at least about 5 seconds in one single race this entire season. We got Monza where he lost about 40 seconds from DCing. We have Australia where he DC'd 3 times and lost 2 positions because of it. And then we got Japan where he DC'd and lost 7 seconds and just stopped challenging for the win.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be leading the race with about 8 laps to go. He's going to DC, and through goes Damien, through goes Rockstar. And I think Damien wins this race. I think Rockstar races to the end. Rockstar gets P2, continues his podium streak, and we've yet to see somebody win 3 in a row. And Damien proves that he's back in the championship fight.
Oh,
That's top 5.
Oh, and it all comes down to just what Rockstar does with this momentum he has. So it'll be interesting to see. I'm excited for Bahrain, and I think it's honestly going to be just a great example of ERS racing.
Exactly, I'm excited to do it. Best wheel-to-wheel racing league on the best wheel-to-wheel track. I'm excited.
Amen. Tune in Sunday, May 3rd at 8:30 EST to watch Bahrain live on Twitch at ERS F125 League. It is going to be a great one to watch, so make sure you're there.